God for the God. Human beings, clones, aliens. Who else am I forgetting? Everything and everyone in between. Welcome to yet another video log with me, the Travelling Moran. Leo tuko Ngong. So Ngong, as I mentioned, Ngong is basically an Anglolification of a Maasai name. I will put it on the screen. And I think, according to Wikipedia, the name comes from a set of freshwater springs that emanate from the area. But today, we're not on a mission to look for those springs. Today's mission is to do that whole hike from the town itself to the seventh peak and eventually to Kiserian. You know? So let's do that. And when we reach the entrance, I will tell you why I decided to do this. And today's vlog is actually going to be an interesting vlog because if you will be keen, this is actually for myself, for my personal... Mangunas is here. So this is Ngong Town. We are walking through Ngong Town. This is Ngong Town. And the idea is to head to the hike to Fikio place. So yeah, this is Ngong Town. This is Ngong. It's actually a very big town. It's quite big. It stretches to the other side. It's quite a big town. Tumepatana na watu hapa. I don't know what they're doing. I think this is Salvation Army. This is Lord's Army. What is guys? So we're going like that. Kiserian and Susu. So yeah, that is the whole idea. Then maybe after we will reward ourselves with a bigger meal, you know. So yeah, let's do this. I've also activated my steps counter, so I should be able to tell. Now I need to know how to go to the hill. I don't know if it's up or down. I think it's up. Should be up. Niaje? Kuna Ngong ni hivi kwa milima? Sawa, asante. I think it's up. It's up. So let's go up. And then, yeah, it should be upwards. Then we go left. So to get to Ngong, for those who are asking, to get to Ngong is quite straightforward. There are several ways you can get to Ngong. If you are planning to go to the hills, the common way which most people use is via, I believe, Uber or a little cab. If you're promoting our local solutions, it's around 1,000 bob from the CBD to that will take you to the gate, to the entrance, not to the town. The town is around 700 bob. I think that's when I checked in the morning. The second option you can use the local transport, which is via matatu. It's gonna cost you something like 50 bob in the morning, in the off-peak hours, and during peak hours, it's gonna cost you something like it's gonna cost you something like 100 bob. So it purely depends on where you stand. Okay. So yeah, for me today I came with a matatu. I didn't drive today. I came with a matatu because I wanted to do the hike from Ngong Town to the place. You know, I didn't want. I wanted to try the extra. I believe it's an extra 2 or 3 kilometers to the gate itself, and that is what I wanted to experience for myself at least. So actually, it's 4 kilometers. If you can see there, it's like 4 kilometers. There's a signboard. This is Suswa. To Suswa is 6 kilometers, and to Ngong, the generating power station, as you can see, we are 4 kilometers off. So we have an extra 4 kilometers to the checkpoint. And then from the checkpoint, we can now do another hike. I think what will save the day is music. Let's get some music. We have done 1 kilometer, guys. 1 kilometer down. Now from here we go up. You can see kuna sign ya 3 kilometers hapo mbele. So we've already done 1 whole kilometer. Now we go up. And then yeah, we find our way from there. So tukifika pale tunaenda juu. We're going up. Sana kama odi tu. Normally the way that car is entering, that's how we're going. So the first checkpoint, tick, correct. Done, as you can see, you know, Ngong 3 kilometers. So we've already done 1. 3 more to go. So we're going up. We're going up. So there's a Kenyan power station. That's what I was telling you guys. So I think Ngong Hills. So yeah, we go up. We go up. Going up. Up on the way we go. So when you take this path, you can realize why the colonial masters decided that this area is really fit for agriculture, because it's really healthy. They have really healthy soil. The land is very productive. You can see that old traditional colonial houses like those ones. That is a very old British colonial house-ish structure. So this is where, you know, the area there, it borders areas called Karen. Karen is actually someone's name, I believe so. Actually, Karen Blixen, it's a whole story. Karen Blixen, I think she was a commissioner, for those who understand that. The few friends of mine who know what that means. She used to organize adult parties, if you know what I mean. That is something a really cool fact I find about Karen, the name or the person. And his lover was buried somewhere in these hills. And where he was buried, they placed an obelisk. Where he was buried. So if we'll be lucky enough, maybe we will find it. If not, we will reach Kiserian. That is the goal. So for now, tuzidi kupanda hii mlima hadi tufike mwisho. Tufike kilele. It's cute. Adopt a light. It looks nice. So let's go. Let's continue the hike. We have a 3 kilometer uphill hike. Wow. See, what the fuck did I enter myself into, you know? But hey, I didn't make a stitch. I don't think I don't sana, because if I continue talking and vlogging, I'll just tell you what I want to tell you guys. which is the beautiful good news of Jesus Christ. Those are the people in my head speaking. These are the houses I'm telling you about. As you can see, those houses, those were old colonial houses where I think, you know, the colonialists, those houses. So you will see a lot of those structures as we are going uphill, because this was an area they claimed to be their own. So let's go. almost at the first checkpoint. So tunayapo mbele. You guys now can see the wind farms very clear. Ah, goddamn. Okay. This is tukifika hapo tumefanya 4 kilometers already. Allegedly. Whew. We will check the health app after. We see how many kilometers we've covered, how many steps. But as far as I'm concerned, hapo mbele, where you can see the windmill, hapo chini, that is officially the first checkpoint. You know? So this is the first checkpoint. So I want to get water from there, from out to Mamadi, and then we can now proceed with our journey. As you can see, guys are packed. So I believe all these are people who are inside there somewhere. So let's get our tickets, then we can proceed. Sindio. So those are the rates. They may increase by 10 shillings. It's 242. So yeah, let's proceed with our journey. Now it's I've forgotten my cane. And then we can proceed. This. Yes, now we can proceed with our journey up the hill. My teeth is aching like nonsense, but I am hopeful that we'll get to the other side of the hills in your plan. Because if that guy is running uphill, so these windmills are scary, man. Kwanza ukiziangalia up, they look creepy as fuck. Yeah. So I have water, as you can see. I've also managed, let me show you something. Let me show you guys something. I've also managed to score a sachets of glucose. I know I'm definitely gonna need them. So from those guys behind that, there's some boys down there who are doing some really interesting gigs. Sheesh. I guess think that. Huh? That thing. Anyway, that. Huh? Anyway, let's proceed. Safari bado iko. Safari ndio refu. We have 14 kilometers to cover. Or not 14, 12 kilometers to cover. So we will rest at hill number 4. So let's go. Tumetoka over there where we are seeing the houses, all the way down there. And now we're here at the wind farms. We're just starting the hike. The pre-warm up doesn't count. Hike inaanzia hapa. So let's keep going, my G's. Ini mlima. And one thing you realize when you're hiking, that so many people live here, bana. Like that's someone's farm. This is someone's farm. Up there is someone's farm. Like the hill provides sustenance to so many living souls, man. Let's not forget about the animals that are here, because this is an extension of the park, Nairobi National Park. You know, That's a fun fact I have realized. Hata mbele kuna kondoo mkiona. Mbele ya barabara. Kuna some two condos. Haya, let's go. So we have just conquered the first hill. We're just done with the first hill. We're moving on to the second hill, and there's a very beautiful forest-ish. There's a road down there normally, but today nilemwanipiti the official path. Today no offshoots, just following the path to the other end of the hill. And we have a lot of people doing the same. In front there you can see a bit of company. Now there's boys in front, kuna some herders with some white people. So yeah, let's continue our journey. So here's a brief info of the Ngong wind farm. So apparently there are 30 total turbines, and they are producing a total output of, what the fuck is that? Where is the total output? 25.5 megawatts. That's quite beautiful. Kenyan, good job. Some dope as shit. Actually nafani zichukue with the wind turbine. Let me see if I can get the wind turbine in the frame as well.
Lozi meshika my guy. Niko free ni weekend my guy. Zone, niko zone my guy. Kitu nimepiga leo imeniweka high. High, niko tuza high high. High high. Pa pewa shots. Kila mtu pewa shots. Tafuta wako twende 2x2. Nishike kwa mabega nikushike kiuno tu. Kiuno tu. Kiuno tu. Usitingike sana, tingisha kiuno tu. Ni kama tuko kanisa. DJ ndio pasi kwa hii kanisa. Anaturoga na misa. Miss Anita peana sadaka. Tuko vibes to your vibes. Baka je, twende baka je.
Some of the activities you can do here, you can zip line, I think. But today we're not doing that. Not today. Not today. Today the journey is uphill. Baby. We're gonna have a better view of the valley. Wow. there are a horde of several activities you can do. One of them is zip lining. You can do archery, you can ride a bike, you can do paintball, and you can buy, of course, food and drinks. And that is Compass at Ngong Hills. So that is the place. Those are the contacts. If you ever feel like that is something that might interest you, by all means, please, Karibu Ngong. Then we have the Kenyan guys repairing this turbine with their door open there. That's the turbine that's rotating. So Kenyan, that's the Kenyan national generator or something, I'm not sure. But the Kenyan unamaanisha nini? Kama eka kwa comments hapo what the fuck Kenyan means. But it's one of the power generators we have in the country. Last time nikikuja, I think it has really rained heavily over the last recent few days, because all these places there were no water. This artificial man-made water catchment areas like this dam here, you know, the last time I was here there was no water. But anyway, as we're going up, I believe this is hill, finalizing hill number 1. Oh, then we go to hill number 2. So let's conquer this very, very small hill and then proceed to the next. If you can see across the horizon, I don't know, on this other side is Nairobi. We'll have a better view when we're up the hill, and then on the other side is the Rift Valley. Those are the hills that we're going to conquer. Let's check. These are some really cool works. I want one. I love Kenya of sorts. Vipi? Then there's one for Africa. Asante. Get up. Don't give up. There's some weed thingy. I don't know if you guys can see that. I think we're gonna go with this. What was that, Jay-Z?
200.
That looks really dope. Yeah, it will complement the ones I have. Yeah, let's go with this. Yeah, aim it to it. This is really dope. Ride your dirt bike like these dudes who are coming. You see them? Like these dudes. That is another activity you can do whilst here at Ngong Hills. Nitakuja. Haya. Iko wapi hiyo? Iko wapi? Ni gani? Sawa. Asante. Inaitwaje? Sawa. Asante. Has water, she has juice. There's a guy who's a dirt bike guy. Anyway, I don't know what does this. He's using it. I don't know what isn't a machine was any easy. If you can know who bores these holes, please do let me know. Okay, these holes, and there are quite a number. So let's go up. So we are coming from all the way down there. That is the view. Where I'm pointing, you can take another water break. But this area, so many people pray here. And as you can see, there's so many people who just come, chill, look at the Titan of old, and just have a few words with him. So yeah. actually a very dingy looking path. Scary to say, especially if you are an overthinker. Hill 3 is an interesting hill. I don't know if you guys can see that. The drop, it's like a foot away. Huh? It's literally 1 feet. And then you are inside a hole. Let me show you how it looks like. So we're coming from there, and then this is the drop. The drop is just down here, like a feet away, and then ukianguka unaenda hadi uko down. And I'm sure hapa katikati kuna vitu za kupata hapa. In the middle here, I'm so sure there are things that would be your friend. They would really love to be your friend. Anyway, we keep going. So when you're here, be careful of that, of Hill 3. Be careful of that. It's really narrow and steep. There's a very steep drop. So you guys can see. You can see, just goes. There's a drop. You know. So that is Hill 3 with the views. Let's go to Hill 4. There we can have a rest, then finish the remaining 3 hills. Yeah. Hill number 4. Let's go. Final stretch, conquering our fear. This has been the toughest hill to climb so far, but we're here at the very top of corner number 4. Okay. We're here. Corner number 4. We look for a place, rest, snack. I have the perfect Kisi snack for today. Yes, you heard me right. Kisi snack. I am part Kisi, part Luo. Hybrid in it. Chana shomali tunaenda. Are you guys seeing that road? That road. That is our end point. It's called something baridi. Kona baridi. Something. I don't know why it's called Kona baridi. Basically, Kona baridi is Swahili for, or rather, it's Swahili for a cold corner. Literally, yes, a corner that is cold. So, yeah, that is the journey. So for now, let's look for a place we rest, snack, refuel, get the energy to finish the journey, because we have 3 hills left. My back feels so nice right now. I wish you guys could tell. That's how we are at the southern environment. Let me show you guys our environment behind. I don't know if you guys can see. We have 3 more hills to go. Final stretch. Of course, we still have this view of the city over there. Wealth in display over here. Final stretch. We have like a kilometer to go. Call this day successful. Last stretch of this 7 peaks of Ngong with an average elevation of 8,000 feet, a total distance covered of around 12 kilometers. That is 14 from Ngong Town, which is around 18 or rather 16 to 18 miles if the conversions work correctly. And now we are approaching the final descent towards the gate on the Konabaridi side. I don't know if it's called Konabaridi or something Baridi. It's just a cold place, that's what I know. But it's not that cold, I'm actually very warm. So my people, it's been the Travelling Moran. This has been Ngong, a hike across all the 7 hills with the aim to conquer the self, not the hills. You cannot conquer a hill. They are revered. They are places that are deemed holy to some people and communities. So you cannot conquer a hill. Let's see what is happening here. Naona kuna kitu ililonchiwa hapa, acha tuone. Nini hii ililonchiwa hapa jamani? Acha tuone kuna kitu imelonchiwa hapa wada. So this is how many hectares have they said? 4 hectares. I'm sure in him some grab, but anyway, who are we? So this fence is to assume say nigave me grab. It's 4 hectares of land. Anyway, wacha tumalize hii trip. Hii trip imekuwa refu, imekuwa fiti. I have enjoyed the trip. And yeah, it's been a beautiful day today. Now let's go put in the work. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow travelers, it has been your royal servant, the Travelling Moran, just concluding the 7 peaks of Ngong. I don't know why am I rotating. That is the gate. That is the gate from this side. It's been an experience and a half, I must say that. I have enjoyed the journey. I hope you have too. And yes, thank you for holding your fort towards the end with me today. And if you see this video at the very end, let me give you a secret. Let me drop you a hint. Just comment green, and every person who comments green down below, what can we give them? What can we give them? Because it means that you have watched the whole video. What can I give you? If you comment green down below, I will give you a coupon, a $10 coupon. Yes, for the first 3 comments that's type green, I will give you guys each a $10 coupon, 1,000 bob each, for just holding down the fort and making sure that you also overcome yourself the way I have overcome myself. Hypothetically, figuratively, now it's time to put in the work. Okay, so cheers.